It has been nearly a year since I've done anything with this channel. I suppose I did stream once a while ago within the last year. But it is good to be back. I have multiple videos in the works, and this is one of them. It's it's a part of this base design. I have spent the last 4 days, over about 50 hours, upgrading Railgun technology. So the idea here is I want a room in the base. It's secret, right? You hit a button and then things open and close. So it's supposed to be a secret room. Because the theme is some sort of jungle temple vibe, I thought it would be cool to make it so that you hit a button, enter into here. Actually, I'll re-explain it because I just realized the stream is unlisted, so no one's going to end up watching. So let's make this public. Okay. I've been streaming for 2 minutes already, and then I realized the stream was unlisted, so now it's public. And so people might start joining. Who knows? Given how dead my channel is, probably no one will join. It's fine. But back to explaining what's going on here. I'm upgrading Railgun tech. I have a secret room, 2 secret rooms, but it's going to be a fake secret storage room. So because people are going to have to find it with a hidden button, I'm thinking people wouldn't be aware of a trap. Make it so that there's a chest here. This is the prototype over here that links to a trap. And so this is just the beginning of the wiring. Don't read. And so the goal is that you'll have this drop down and then arrows going thousands of blocks a second will one-shot you, even if you're in max netherite armor. I can actually show you guys right here. So this has been my life for the last 50 hours over 4 days. So let's go into survival and then show you the power. Wait. Oh. I'm stupid. I had it blocked off. Okay. This is what happens. Max netherite gear. One shot. So I started with a whole lot of designs. At first, I was just going to drop TNT. And then during my testing, I realized this is not going to kill someone. It's not deadly at all. If you have max gear, the TNT doesn't kill you. Whereas an arrow, a high-powered arrow, is more effective. And I've done testing with railguns before. I've designed in the past. So I just thought I'd pick up where I left off. And here are a lot of designs. I ended up deciding to start with someone else's design. And this is it. How it works is that you hit the button, it'll start spawning arrows, and then you hit the button again, and then it'll launch the TNT. So this works because you have plenty of time to launch the arrows. But within my trap, this is not satisfactory. This, for one, it's overkill. This is way too much TNT. This can kill like the Wither and a Warden and stuff. You only need 48 TNT to launch an arrow that will kill someone in max netherite. Whereas this is way more than that. Only this side is all you need. I did a bunch of testing and I whittled it down to how much TNT you really need. And so I took this dude's design, I modified it, simplified it, I shrunk it. This was a whole process. So this is when I shrunk it, and then I decided to turn it into my own. This is a bunch of different prototypes. Like this worked. I just simplified the timing. And so then with all that knowledge, I thought, let's do a complete redesign. Like not using someone else's design and working down, but starting over. And so I took some elements of what I learned. This was the first thing I made. And then I realized it could be simplified further. So instead of just starting with this bulky thing, which was actually kind of inconsistent, which was annoying, I decided to go straight vertical, and then I shrunk it and shrunk it. And so this is currently the best railgun design I have at the moment. You hit the button. It is 100% effective because it controls for arrow location. If you shoot the arrows into this wall, so I'm going to take the wall for a second. You shoot arrows into it, and then you remove the wall. It'll drop at the exact same location every time. And so then, because if an arrow drops right here, the TNT hits it into you, and you have max gear, it doesn't kill you. If it drops right here, it does kill you. And so if you have it like this design, where it's just spraying all over, it's not guaranteed to kill you. And so I wanted a design that it was. I could stick with this, but because I'm like, I've spent 40 hours on this railgun. I'm like, this is enough to kill you. However, I want it to also kill you while you're holding an Unbreaking 3 shield. And I know it's possible. It's not the way to do that is not to increase the amount of TNT, but actually increase the amount of arrows. My misconception that held me back and confused me for days was that I thought it's like how the player can only be hit. I was looking over here because my webcam used to be over here. The player used to only be able to be hit by one arrow every like second. And so I thought, okay, high-powered railgun, only one of the arrows is actually going to be able to do any damage to the shield. No, shield operates differently. You can be hit by basically an infinite number of arrows in one tick with your shield. And then once your shield breaks, then your player can also be hit within that same tick, which means this. Wait, that didn't work. I was too low. Okay. Which means this. Killed with an Unbreaking 3 shield and max netherite gear. Because the arrows simultaneously destroyed my shield, and then another arrow, different from the ones that hit my shield, hit me directly. And so even though only these arrows are barely enough to kill me, just how it works out, it works. So the problem with this design is if you move out even just a little, it will not kill you because the arrows spread. There's just not enough arrows. It's also pretty arrow inefficient. So even though this is the most effective compact railgun design, if you're not factoring in shields, it's not arrow efficient. Look at how many arrows are being wasted. I don't like that. And then also there's some messed up stuff with here. So then I decided, let's go back to the roots a little bit. Instead of making it just a single barrel, which I thought would be most efficient, let's go back to this sort of thing, where it's the water stream. And so I'm actually onto something here. I spent ugh, like all the time yesterday trying different arrow alignment systems. So there's a lot of different methods for that. I was like, this is when I tried the glass. So you shoot it into glass and then it drops at the same point. There's a whole lot of different things I did. I thought, maybe we can push it up onto the thing. That works too, but that can be pretty bulky and it's not very efficient. Then there's this, which I thought, let's do something like this so then we can get a ton of arrows and align them really quickly. Struggle with that with this design. And the reason I didn't implement some of these things into this is because of all the time the arrows spend falling. The reason that matters is because I want when the machine gets activated, I want the TNT to detonate immediately. And so if the TNT detonates immediately, then you're very limited on how many arrows you can spawn before the blast. Because I want the trap to be deadly really quick. So I set a very difficult task upon myself. Yeah. So I've tried other designs. This is the one that made it into the last prototype. Shooting it at a glass wall. And then dropping the arrows. And then I thought maybe there's some ways of aligning arrows on different parts of the soul sand. And then I thought maybe the arrow alignment is different if you do an observer pulse. Because if you notice, the observer pulse makes the pistons fire quicker. And it actually does make a difference, but it's not enough to warrant this design. And then I thought I could do something... something more compact. One discovery I made that was crazy that could be useful, that probably no one has ever actually thought to use. Like, there's no use case for this, except for maybe in this situation. So if you notice, the arrows keep their position when they're pushed around within a cauldron. This is the only time in Minecraft that this happens. Like, even... you can see this is different. For most blocks, if you fire arrows onto it, then the arrows will just fall. They won't be moved. And so these are some of the few blocks where the arrows will be moved. And this is the only block in Minecraft where the arrows will retain their position. And that matters because I thought I was trying to maybe move arrows from the side, like fire a bunch of arrows onto platforms, and then move using cauldrons, move the arrows to the side and onto here. And then I actually found an arrow alignment system where I could, like, while it's on the soul sand, do something like this. Let's just say I tried a lot of different things with cauldrons. This is actually kind of sick. I hate having to do the lever. Here we go. So then you do this, and it operates the same way. Even if the cauldrons, even if it's shooting the bottom of the cauldrons, it will still maintain arrow position. And then by doing this will align the arrows perfectly. However, there's a lot of arrow waste again, so that's why I abandoned this idea. Yes, I've tried doing things like placing full blocks. The arrows still get stuck in this block. So that's a no-go either. Oops, let's place this back. This was what I was doing late last night, and then today, this is what I was trying. I thought, let's go back to the basics. Let's shrink its height. Let's not overcomplicate things. Just do a basic fire arrows down and then push, 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 push onto the soul sand. It's the most simple solution I could have. I'm still reflexively continuing to look at where my webcam used to be. I ended up making this work. Arrows fire. Boom. Works near perfectly. Very little arrow waste. That is one stone button press, and it already resulted in this amount of arrows. Like, this is enough to kill me. This is plenty. Actually, I could do a bit more arrows. I would not mind. I don't know how to extend the pulse slightly longer. I'll probably do a little more testing. However, I can just plug this in. I can hook up all the wiring, do a classic hopper clock or something, connect to this, and then the new railgun is ready. So that's where I'm at in this project. I spent 50 hours on a railgun in the middle of a Minecraft-based design because I'm too stubborn and I don't know when to give up. And whenever I find a problem that I can't seem to solve, I will do the unwise thing and spend 50 hours trying to solve it. Which I think I have. I'm onto something. I'm almost there. And then once I plug this in, I'm going to reduce the redstone. I'm going to simplify it. And then that will be awesome. What's up, everyone in chat? I know I haven't said anything to anyone in chat yet. But to be fair, almost no one joined the stream. What's up, Steve Rogers Will? Dr. Hook said that's so evil. Yes, it is very evil, and it will be amazing when it's completed. And then Electro Tartar had a question that I read earlier, but I was explaining something, so I didn't respond. But he deleted it. And then Gus McCall says, yo, what is up? I think I might just end stream because I was thinking about it. I thought, let's do some designing while streaming, but I don't think that's happening. I really struggle to focus while I'm streaming. The alternative is I stay streaming, but then I just lock in. I don't talk unless if I'm thinking. Let's try that. Why not? Okay. What I'm problem solving right here is, can I reduce the redstone any further? Can I simplify it? Doesn't seem like it. Now let's plug this into our new prototype. It fits so snug. I'm really proud of this. None of this redstone interacts with each other, so none of this will power any of these dispensers. If they did, then the machine would self-destruct every time I fired it. Oh, that looks so satisfying. It works so well. Man. Now let's test how many arrows does this spawn. So let's tick freeze. I want to see if this is actually an improvement. Tick step. Step. Okay. Is that really an improvement? Or did I just waste a bunch of time? On paper, it should be 9. It should be 9 more arrows total. Because there's 9 wasted arrows. Because there's 3 ticks upon which this is open and can't catch it. I can lengthen the time that this stays closed, so then it can catch more arrows. However, it actually messes up the machine. It needs to drop this this quick. And then if we do /tick step, look at this. Ooh. Yeah, what is going on with those arrows there? Clearly an issue. That's why... Look at all this. All this waste. That's why I've opted to change the arrow feeding system, because it's so inefficient. Look how powerful it is. In a single tick, all I did was make it the game go forward by 1 tick. And it's already connected to the wall because of the 48 TNT. And this will insta-kill me if it hit me. With that in mind, next I just gotta wire this machine up. This should be pretty easy. I can just use this redstone and connect it to here somehow. So I'll probably continue with the glass. Also put a button here. Let's unfreeze the game. Don't want that. I'm so obsessed with the wiring being really clean. I'm so obsessed with the footprint being small. And it's killing me because it's making this so much more difficult than it needs to be. I need a repeater, that's what I need. But that's not gonna work. Problem is, this is not gonna work. It's gonna make this work. But it's not gonna activate this, which is the whole purpose. All I need to do is feed the input into here. Ooh, I could do something spicy. Spicy. Like this is spicy. Okay. No, that's not gonna work. This is gonna... Is it gonna power that? Let's test this. Yeah, it does. Okay. Oh, what's going on? It broke. Oh, it's so satisfying. The thing is, it's so easy to solve this problem, but because I'm so obsessed with this looking good, I'm gonna have to do something like this. Yeah. Wait, this should be fine. I'm limiting the number of glass blocks. What if I did this? This could be clever. Oh, it works like a charm. Okay. So all I must do is... Okay, there we go. Now, this isn't as... It doesn't look as good as what I wanted, but it's pretty efficient on redstone. Boom. And so this powers the entire thing. Wait. Am I being clever or is this dumb? What happens if I do this? No. Okay. Bro is alive. Yes. Bro is graduated from college and back to the craft. I've actually been grinding Minecraft videos like crazy lately, so, and it's exciting. I'm having fun again. Wait. Is that gonna work? No. But yes, welcome to the stream, P11. What did I... Oh. Man, I'm trying to make this look as beautiful as possible, but it's gonna have to stay ugly. Let's /tick freeze and then see if this powers everything. So wait a second. It already looks like it's failed. Yeah. Yep, it has. Power 1. It runs out of juice over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It probably would look better and be more efficient if I thread the wiring through the front. Oops. Real life be hitting hard. You quit Minecraft? RIP. Why is real life hitting hard? Just gotta make it your job. And then you're failing at life if you're not playing Minecraft. Which I was not playing Minecraft for a while. We need some Subway Surfers on the side. True. I'm so sorry, guys, for disappointing you. You might be thinking, why don't you just add a repeater here? And then it will stretch the whole way. Just connect it all. But there's a delay with the repeater. These dispensers would activate the TNT one tick before this side. And then this TNT would launch this side's TNT and destroy the entire thing. So it has to be all on the same timing. 17 now, got to figure out what you want to do. Dude, I feel that. I feel so old being 21 now. And someone older than me is going to think that's so dumb. But you're constantly marching towards your grave. It's so it's so depressing to say on a Minecraft live stream. Anyways, let's be a little less gloomy. I'm wiring this through the bottom. I'm feeding it that way, even though that's a little less block efficient because... I think it's the move. You got a girlfriend now, though. Good for you, bro. It's just life, really. I know. It's easy to assume. I found myself thinking, just assuming that other people don't really have things going on in their lives. It's not an explicit thought, but I noticed myself thinking that. Excellent. The powering is enough. Ooh, I could do something. No, never mind. That wouldn't work. I can actually... I have a little bit of wiggle room with switching around dispensers because there's a spot here where it could be a dispenser. And so I was thinking maybe I could move it, this one there. I was thinking maybe I could move this one there and then thread the redstone, but then I realized water stream. How would that even work? Never expected that to happen. Dude, you gotta have more confidence. Oh. Unfreeze the tick. Cool. This looks so ugly, though. Really, what I should be doing is do the design, get all the timings right, make the machine work, and then try to compact it. That's way more effective than designing it and trying to make it compact at the same time. Now let's get the timing right. So if we... Let's add TNT. Let's add just one. Let's see if this... Oh, wait. Oh, that's just a visual glitch. Oh, that's too slow. That is way too slow. Oh. What's up, Judd? Haven't seen me since the build competition. No, it's been a while. I'm so excited to get back to uploading. Not uploading for a year sucked. Actually sucked. You and Glaj are still friends. Nice. Honestly, thinking about Minecraft life, Doomsday was one of the best things I ever did. Awesome. I'm glad. I know a lot of people have made memories, and that's the thing that I'm most happy about with Doomsday. People really enjoyed it. Because, of course, I tend to just think about the content. Then I got to remember, these are people's lives. So, timings. Timings are off. Major problem. When do the arrows stop firing? Okay. That's strange. That's strange because even these arrows make it to the bottom quick enough. But these don't stop firing. Okay. That's true. Any progress on the movie? I'm guessing you mean the Doomsday movie. Mental progress, yes. Just because I'm now excited to do content again. I've hired my friend full time to help me with content. So things are finally moving. I know I've gave positive progress updates for years on the Doomsday movie, getting that video out. And I'm like, oh, soon. But it never, still. But this time for real, things are happening. I spent so much time the last couple of weeks just obsessing over content, and we're back. We're so back. And I've got the right mindset, so I'm hoping to not burn out again. And then I spend 50 hours. But the difference is that the difference and the reason I'm not burning out here is that even though I'm spending so much time, I'm just obsessing, is that I'm having fun. This is what I want to do. This is what I wake up and choose to do instead of obsessing because I'm forced to. Because I feel pressured. Like with Doomsday, I genuinely did not want to get out of bed in the morning because it was just way too much. We were understaffed. I was sleeping 3 hours a night. It was horrible. Whereas this is a lot better of a situation. And so even though it is obsession, it's a better obsession. It's a positive obsession. I mean, you've been working on the Minecraft movie. Yeah, unfortunately with the other one, the animation thing that I want animated, haven't made much progress on that recently. And I'm low-key going to need to put that to the side a little bit for the next couple months, and then I can work on it daily again. What's up, Newman? So what I can do here to solve this problem with timing is twofold. Of course, I could delay the TNT, which is something I don't want to do, but might be the best solution in this case. Because I know with this, even though this is shorter and there's less travel time for the arrows, even if I optimize the timings, even if I was able to somehow reduce this and take away all this timing delay, so it's 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1, and then there's this whole, it's 4 pistons, before it drops it. There's just a lot of delay, and so I don't know. What is your most simple and compact railgun that you've built? This. Great question. It's literally just this. And it would be way... If you take away the arrow system, it's this. Although you need the arrows for it to actually fire. But look, the arrow system is a little... It's a lot. Well, this is super simple compared to other designs. However, it can get really compact. So then having to go back to the drawing board because of the arrow inefficiency, and then doing a ton of different designs for arrow alignment, it is really frustrating to have to go wide again and have less and go less compact. I'll tinker with it though once I have a design that's max arrow efficiency, max effectiveness. I have a bad feeling I am going to need to start the machine up here. And then delay the TNT firing to get enough arrows. I explained it earlier in the stream, so I think most of the people, probably everyone in the stream, most everyone, doesn't know why I want the TNT to be fired immediately. And it's because I want the trap to be deadlier. You activate the trap, I want it to be less than 5 seconds before you're dead. Because if I delay it to like 8 or 10 seconds, then that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're already safe. Now, the person who's opening this chest, they're going to be reading it. This is representative of where the walls will be pushed in by pistons. They won't even know it's a trap until like a second before it fires, but still... Can it kill people in one shot like the others? Yes. This can kill people in one shot like the others. The problem is it's very arrow inefficient. So if I fire it, you'll see that a bunch of arrows just go flying. And then some arrows don't get shot correctly. So look at them down there. There's one right there. There's one there. This isn't a problem because it's still extremely deadly. It will one-shot me right now. But it won't one-shot me while I'm wielding a shield. All I have to do is have more arrows on the soul sand before it fires. And then it will one-shot me even with the shield. Now that is easier said than done. Look at all the tech I've been designing. The redesigns. Just to get more arrows onto here. Without making the machine grossly large. Or delaying the timing. You need some destruction? Sure. Wait, I think I need to stand here. Boom. There you go. You get to see it in action. Is this like a new thing, or is it just like its own design? Railguns in Minecraft are a thing. They've been a thing for a while. I'm just upgrading the technology that exists. Anyways, you're going to get some sleep. Good night. Alright. Good night, P11. I thought I'd do a short stream just for fun. And I have accomplished that. I'm really struggling to focus while streaming. So I'm going to end the stream and I'm going to work on this, obsessing on my own. Thank you guys for tuning in. to the 5 people in the stream. Bye bye. And